They have been living there for more than 50 years. So how could a man who claimed that he occupied the land only for 12 years be overlooked, be granted permission to get the land and overlook the people that were on that property? And it's just 9 acres that the people were on for over 50 years. And now it is understandable why when the Honorable Portia Simpson Miller administration attempted to compulsory acquire approximately 9 acres of private owned lands at Cooper's Bay in Orange Grove in Trelawney, Jamaica, through the Housing Ministry and the Housing Agency of Jamaica around 2012, the court dismissed it. The legal effort to acquire the property to regularize the informal settlers' squatters involved formal technical descriptions prepared in May 2012 and subsequent court interventions, which ultimately failed when the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal ruled against the state's compulsory acquisition strategy. So they ruled against it because they know that the Jamaica Labour Party government from Lawson Shearer's days had made a promise to these people to get the land them so that this company, this rich family in Texas could go ahead and do what they want to do. This is part of the reason why Andrew Holness has placed the land agency under his portfolio. But I am going to land there for now and give Ed Boy a chance to speak because I know so when him come, him always come with something important.
Big up yourself. Mark Golden and the team went to the Dballa side. They were there, with the see piece of that and what they are talking about. Brad, please send the documents to Michelle. I was trying to forward the documents to her. I don't know why, because and so others I was having the same problem like you this morning in terms of coming up in the box and so forth. But oh boy, we can't skip past extreme because you actually live, Oh boy,
Bolo, Michelle and Extreme. Let me tell you something. If I were to recommend anybody for a national award or honors, I would give it to you all. You know why? Uno a beat, uno a teach, uno a beat, uno a teach, uno a beat, and uno a teach. But I am not a good singer, but I have a song for Andrew Holness and the company.
Yeah.
Andrew Holness and what the one named Tova? Andrew Holness and Tova is a damn blasted liar. Yeah? You remember that song that Michelle was say Christopher Columbus is a blasted liar?
Yes, sweetheart, I remember.
You know one of the things where hurt me the most, Michelle? I said it today and I know you would agree with me. And I said it earlier and they could have they could have her. Andrew Holness has a strategy. They knew what was going to happen.
Thank you.
The playbook was over Bernard Lodge. Yeah? And ISAT revealed something to us yesterday what we never know. Because I didn't realize that the people over Bernard Lodge had gotten back a place, from the government. Yeah? So what it is the playbook. You demolish people, you run off people off a land, and then you go over there now and say, oh, I am so sorry to see what have happened to you. In fact, we have some land in Clarkstown, but because, by the way, all of the land in Clarkstown is owned by SCJ Owens. So what they're going to do? Move the people down to Clarkstown, give them some container home temporary, and promise to build them some homes. But no homes will be built. Mark my word as I tell you. But you know one of the things where I'm really looking at, and it is really mind-boggling. And I thank you for the research, Michelle, because I was not able to connect the dots until you spoke early on. Because when I looked at the company, New Falmouth, it is registered, it's a Florida-based company. Am I right, Michelle? So, what do you do? Because I remember that's my specialty. When you come on to offshore, that's why they can't play with me, because I know rich people hide money. You see, Florida is the best place to hide money. Bolo, I'm pick up my box and respond.
Hold on. Head boy, yeah, break up. Repeat now.
Brat, me follow you. Sorry, the head boy. Me follow you, and then maybe because me not follow you or you not follow me or whatever, why me can't get any message. Me follow your sister, and then see if you can send me that message.
Okay.
All right, me follow you back, Brad. See if you can send it now.
Boy, did I break up a while ago? When say my land is up? Head boy said
Something must have gone with him phone, so he must go come back. Yes, they are from Texas. Yes, Brad, they are from Texas.
Extreme. I know, Michelle, but I think I want your address. I make it very simple because some people head big but hollow. Some people are complaining, say, a private land. So they capture people private land. Still not even knowing, say.
Me here.
Still not even knowing, say, there are laws that govern. But owning, or whatever I call it, but we can't use the same term for everybody.
But here is the argument, Bolo.
Yeah.
Yes, it was private land that was owned by Gilbert Jobson. But years ago, Gilbert Jobson gave persons who were living on the property permission to live on the property.
Hold on, Brad. She said she just follow your back, so try to send it to her now, but
I don't know what
me can't forward it. Try to send it again, Brad.
What, me and your friend, you can't forward that to me either?
Lord have mercy, no one have to get them and sit now. At least I told them.
Brad, if you not get it, me send you the link.
Shall I try again?
If you not get it, me try send you the link to my Facebook page and then see if you can send it to me on Facebook. Ed boy, are you there? It look like him something going with him phone. He must be out of region or something. Yeah, it was private property because it belonged to Gilbert Jobson. However, the people did not just get up and go on the property without the permission of the original owner, which was Mr. Jobson. So the argument now is Mr. Jobson gave the people permission to live on the land. There are generations of family on that land. For example, one young lady I spoke to yesterday, when I asked her how long has she lived there, she said 2 years, but her brother and
the document said no, Michelle, so when I finish, check it.
All right, sweetheart, thanks. Her brother and her uncle have lived there for years. The gentleman that called in from England said he was born on the property and lived there until he was 35 years old when he left Jamaica and went to England. He is now 59. He also stated that his family members still live on the land. So this argument that people are running with about squatting or not, the people got permission to live on the land. So people who get permission from the owner to live on the land cannot be called squatters. Let us get that out there right now.
Simple.
Here is where the problem come in. And this is where questions need to be asked. The argument has come in that due to court documents, New Falmouth, which is now, tell a person if I'm mute now, which is now a shadow, which we now understand is a shadow company for this multi-billionaire family in Texas by the name of Phelan, one of them who is a state representative for the Republican Party. The gentleman who owned the property did not die until 1980. It was after the gentleman died, the gentleman left 21 minor children. The oldest one was 12. So it was the job of the Administrator General then to make a trust for the kids where the land was concerned, so that when they got older, they could take control of their father's property. The Administrator General did not do so. Some way, somehow, the kids eventually found out that New Falmouth Company was trying to take ownership of their father's property, so they took New Falmouth to court. The argument that New Falmouth came with in court is that Mr. Cecil Abrams bought the property on their behalf from the deceased, which is the kid's father, in 1967.
Tap up the screen there, please. Tap up the screen. Share the live. If you're not following, please follow the page. Thank you.
When the judges in the case said, okay, if you bought the property, we need to see the receipts so that we know the property was bought and paid for. However, when the court submitted that request to the deceased lawyer said there's no such receipt. But here is the twist. Because if a transaction did take place, not only should the deceased lawyer have receipts to substantiate, but the New Falmouth, Mr. Chisholm, they should have a copy of the receipt that they paid the money also.
Precisely.
They did not have any copy. No copy was forthcoming from the deceased lawyers. So what New Falmouth did was to go, since them couldn't prove them by the land, they went to their lawyers and got a letter from their lawyers stating that there was an agreement between them and the deceased. What is not making sense here is that for that letter to have held up in court, there should have, as an agreement, the letter should have had the signature of the deceased and the signature of New Falmouth Company or Mr. Chisholm. The letter did not have neither. Under that premise, the kids stated that the letter that was presented in court to justify New Falmouth's assertion that they bought the land was fraudulent, which common sense dictates it is. And as a result of the letter, what the judge and the court on the case granted possession of the property to New Falmouth based on the letter, which that don't make sense either, right? The kids also took the Administrator General to court for breach of trust, and let me see if we can find it. But one of the issue was breach of trust, meaning that, okay, Dimitri Jobson, which is the oldest son, made a claim to strike out the claim that the land. This was in 2016, and the judge in this case was Justice Kirk Anderson. So Dimitri made a claim to strike down the judge's order that, based on the letter, the land belonged to New Falmouth. The application said, the application sought to strike out the claim that legal principles be applied, that there was abuse of process, and the claim seeks release for alleged negligence pertaining to administration of the deceased estate, whether remedy for breach of trust can properly be pursued as a negligence claim. Section 39 and 40 of the Administrators General Act, failure to comply with duties of trustee, meaning the Administrator General did not do her job as a trustee to ensure that the land was placed in trust for the minor children until they got older to take control of it. Knowingly, the Administrator General and New Falmouth both were on the same side in this matter. So the question is, not the question, the reality is that the trustee New Falmouth, the Jamaica Labour Party, the judges in the court were all working together. Because it made no sense that a judge or judges is going to see a letter. First of all, what is amazing to me, they only sought copies of receipt from the deceased lawyer. They did not ask the New Falmouth for their copy of the receipt. Makes no sense. And when the letter was presented, they did not seek to say, well, there is no signature of the deceased on the letter. Or signature from New Falmouth. So that is why the kids allege that the letter was fraudulent, which common sense dictated it was.
Simple.
So this
But
issue,
if you're showing that there are corruption and there have been corruption in the justice system.
there you go. There you go. And I have stated, and I will state again, that the Administrator General and those judges should be placed behind bars if they are still alive. Because this is a breach. This is an absolute breach.
I'm 95.
I don't even know if they're alive because this has been going on for some time. Right? And when you find out that New Falmouth itself was just a shadow company working on behalf of the Phelan family of Texas, who are billionaires, who sought, for those who are coming, let me read again what it says about New Falmouth as it relates to their seeking. Because this thing has been going on for 20 or more years, right? New Falmouth sought, the Phelan family of Texas incorporated New Falmouth Resorts as a shadow company, as a corporate vehicle for the Texas resident Phelan family to conduct real estate business and hold over 1,000 acres of prime land in Trelawney, Jamaica. And it goes on and on and on and on. So when you begin to understand who exactly is behind the Phelan company, behind the New Falmouth Resort Limited, then you understand why Tova can say it's a private company that ordered the police and whoever to go and do what they did because money changed hands.
Yeah.
Me call them thief already, sure, and if you don't like it, you can leave the life. Me say, when me say, whether you like it or not, is neither here and there. They are thieves, period. Now, if when we see when Dennis Meadows went down there and Dennis Meadows came and spoke, Dennis Meadows said the operation that he saw was well planned. There was helicopters in the sky and police from Era one.
And the private people, them powerful Michelle, man.
Exactly, all over, right? All over. So when and Dennis Meadows also stated that when he spoke to the bailiff, and this was the head bailiff, I think he said, the bailiff told him that Tova Hamilton knew 2 weeks prior to the day of the demolition that it was going to happen. But not only that, Cadet Saunders, who either claims to be a police officer or a soldier, I don't know which one.
He was a police officer, but he was there.
He came on Balla's life the very day it was going on and said that he was the one who served Tova Hamilton with the...
Hold on there. Miss Sharon said my husband lives there and he never got a letter or notice. Okay. So who got the letter? Who got the letter or the notice, Miss Sharon?
But here is something that is missing, because if notice had been given, then it should have been in the paper. Notice should have been posted in the area. None of that was done. But when Tova Hamilton is saying
he lived there for 25 years. Okay.
So there you go. All right, Miss Sharon. So if Tova Hamilton is coming with, because Mr. Meadows said he got there before her, only for she turn up hours after with a book and pen for write down people name. Right? So because her argument when she came out was to try to discredit what Dennis Meadows said, but there's no reason that Dennis Meadows would have to lie. None. Because Dennis Meadows could not have said that the bailiff told him that she knew, and then go put himself in a trouble for the bailiff come say a lie ma tell. So Dennis Meadows was not telling a lie. The liar here is Tova Hamilton. She knew. She knew.
But you know, Auntie Michelle, I want to tell you something, and I don't want to mash up the program.
No, man, go ahead.
I don't want to mash up the program. But you see, that Tova Hamilton, you Tova, you come right to the front of the class. I now come with no pretty talk, phone. Colin Gager, right? You and Tova come to the front of the class, and emphasis on Colin Gager. Yeah? You see them? Them is a set of wicked people. They knew because any demolition order that is coming is governed under the Town and Country Planning Act.
Let me read something in regard. When you finish, I have something in regards
to... No, Bala, go ahead. Read what you read. Read what you read.
All right. So in regards to... I'm going to read this because if I'm morning, but two we are bonfire. Guide to the Jamaican legal framework for demolition of structures, governance and regulatory framework, local building authorities, municipal corporation. I am the one. Remember say I am gave us a partner. You love man more, you love yourself, you know, brother. Lift up, man, big old tampad mouth boy. When I come over, I don't text it for the woman say, hold on, I see him thing, I just love go on. See one way name mind how you're speaking about Mr. Cause I will take you to court.
Hold on, let me answer him. Let me answer him, Dballa.
No,
let me answer him. Let me answer him, man. Let me answer him. Cadet. Tell your counselor to take me go court because you came on Balla's live.
But I have the screenshot. If you don't think I have the screenshot,
you gave her the notice. Dennis Meadows spoke to the bailiff. Me not afraid of Tova.
Right.
Head boy not afraid of Tova.
You see like how Cadet do it a while ago? Me go take it off on my next device and post Cadet something. But just give me a minute when I read this.
Cadet, you make you know say neither me or head boy not afraid of Tova Hamilton. So tell her bring it on, old idiot. Tell her bring it on.
Well on it. Who is the MP? Tova.
Yes.
And Cadet say him give it to the MP. I know me or nobody says so Cadet. We have a screenshot. Just give me a second.
But be careful how we call MP name. Boy, go sit down with your done self and move from here. So you think we're afraid of courthouse?
Low crank, man. The man if a man not coughing. Low crank. All right. Under the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, act as the local planning authority for each parish. Example, KSAMC, responsible for issuing demolition permit. Okay. National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, evaluates environmental impacts, reviews waste disposal plans, example, hazardous materials like asbestos, oversees demolition within environmentally sensitive zone, coastal zones, watershed areas. Building Practitioners Board regulates licensed engineers and contractors, ensures compliance with safety regulations under the Building Act, required to oversee structural works and demolition safely. So, yeah.
Hence the reason if it is that Pitney will go to school in a grade 1, not understand what that means, then me sorry for people like Maxome and Cadet, because that is in itself is self-explanatory. There's no way you can carry out a demolition. First and foremost, you give you specific areas. There's no way you can carry out a demolition without putting the proper safety measures in place. Yeah? There's no way you can do that.
But Extreme and Bala,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yes,
Okay, so if it is that they're claiming the government was not aware of this demolition, then they're confirming what we have been saying, that the demolition
Government is
exercise,
incompetent.
but not just incompetent, the demolition exercise was illegal because the parish council had to know. And when Gager responded, Gager's own speech catch him, you know, he told the Jamaica Gleaner and Television Jamaica that he was aware of the ongoing dispute for a very long time, which means that is why we have planning board. That is why we have they call it building and planning committee or town and planning committees in the parish council.
While
By the
Gager
way,
I try shift the blame from the Prime Minister, there's no way him and Tova should know.
exactly, because he's the mayor, he's the first citizen. In fact, every demolition exercise that we remember, like we go back to when Mr. Mack was the head of cases.
Let me ask you a question. Stick one pin, my friend. Don't forget me.
Yes, sis.
If it is that they are now saying it is illegal, how come them not charge nobody for the illegal demolition? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. But you see, Michelle, let me tell the people the truth. And one thing with me, you see, when you come out strong for people and not talk about people that tell lie, like when you accuse Marvin and Andre and Dre Bryan and Derval of lying, let me help you know. You see, these people, they are very heartless. What Tova must tell us, when she was living, and this is alleged, and this is not the views of Bala program, because go and deal with Tova and forget who she is. Tova, when you were in the G2K, because one thing me have on the file, you know.
Brother, tell if you look at the documents, please, look and come back.
When you were in the G2K, what did the current MP now for Northwest Senton saw you and the road to Mandeville doing? When you walk in Pauno, what sort of extracurricular activities both of you were engaged in? I want to say, I hear the word strap and on, and it was not beaten. Yes? It was not beaten. You guys are some disgusting set of people. I want to think you could come for. Let me tell you something, you know. Me is one man we prepare for go court. Because the same I want to think. Darrell Vaz told us nothing is secret. Nothing is secret. And we have some labor right in there. We don't like Kuno. They don't like Kuno. Them don't like Kuno. And they're leaking on the lifestyle and on information. But we don't come after people and blaming people for speaking up for the people. This is... I said this, Michelle, and I will say this again. This is the playbook of Hitler. What did Hitler do when he came to power in Germany? Before he came to Germany, before he became Chancellor of Germany, he created this situation in Germany. He started with his goons, which were then known as the young, and I don't want to use the word because of it might strike, but they were known as the young soldiers of Hitler. And what did they do? They went around burning down the place. And it was the same Hitler who came out and said, we need order. Order. And when he came to power, he set up what was then called the Gestapo. You see, nationwide, Gager and Marlon Morgan and the others who are now frontline for information for the JLP, they are elements of the Gestapo. They have studied the Gestapo playbook. They have studied how the Gestapo operate, and they know if you continuously lie, the people will, if you say a lie long enough, the people will start to believe the lie. And that's what happened in Germany. So these people have studied the playbook, and they have seen how they could lie to people.
And the
Hold on,
documents,
come
them
back
are
up,
blind me
hold on.
eye.
For some reason, I don't know. Remember somebody put one of them in the screen, but for some reason Alvarez left it for later.
No, man, we have to talk about this, man. How is it that New Falmouth received 3 letters One dated January the 3rd, 2024. One
Tell them that let put all of the information and we have a later program.
People they have to learn extreme beauty. We're not all about nothing from the people them. One dated November the 27th, 2023. And the final letter dated March the 27th, 2024. Here is my question, Ed Boy. The first two letters, let me read one of them for you. The one on January the 3rd, 2024, it says, it's from the Corporate Office of Jamaica, and it lists the address, and it says, second notice, final warning notice. And this is what the letter said. The letter said, dear sirs, failure to file outstanding beneficial ownership returns and annual returns, and it mentioned New Falmouth Resorts Limited, registration number 5802. This is the second and final warning notice to deliver to the registrar all the outstanding ownership returns and annual returns stated in the table below. Failure to respond to this notice and address the default identified in the table below in no later than 60 days after the date of the second notice and final notice will result in your company being struck off, removed from the register, and the company dissolved pursuant to Section 37H of the Companies Amended Act. And the table reads summary of outstanding documents. And it lists outstanding document, beneficial ownership return, and annual return. And it says, for the beneficial return, it says time period, Form A 2022 to 2023, and then annual return 19A 2022 to 2023. If your company has filed the outstanding documents requested prior to receiving this notice, you may disregard this notice. But in March of that same year, because remember now, that letter is from January. In March, they received another letter, March 27th, and the letter states from the Companies Office of Jamaica, to whom it may concern. Whereas having reasonable cause to believe that the companies named therein have not delivered within the period specified in Section 377F-1-B an annual beneficial ownership return or delivered an annual beneficial ownership return that is not accurate, adequate, or up to date within the period specified in section 37G. Take notice that at the expiration of 3 months from the date of this notice, the names of the companies mentioned in the schedule hereto will, in accordance with the provision of Section 377H of the Companies Act, be struck off the register of companies and will be dissolved unless cause is shown to the contrary. And it listed a list of company. Manhart Properties Limited, 7 North Street, Mapex Equipment Solution Limited, Anbury Road, Marine Safety Jamaica Limited, Medical MRI Services, Modern Transportation and Equipment Limited, New Era Homes 2000 Limited, and New Falmouth Resorts Limited. So basically this is saying, what this I say, Ed Boy?
This is my field, Michelle. I'm glad you give it to me. I'm glad you give it to me.
No company
Dr. Cole. Dr. Cole, 1 second. 1 second, because this is my specialty. So I could tell you. Remember what happened when Dr. Nigel Clark was Minister of Finance? In order to comply with the Basel agreement, which said that you must know who the beneficial owners of companies are, and that you cannot have a company overseas owning a company without us knowing the beneficial ownership. Remember, this is why Andrew Holness had to suspend why ADMAT could no longer be a vehicle for for him. Because what had happened, the law had changed in Jamaica So people who were hiding behind companies now had to reveal who the true beneficial owners of the companies were. So this was as a result of the adjustment, and the law was changed in 2022. You with me, Michelle?
Yes, I'm with you, baby.
Because the beneficial, so what they did, go back and look at the same New Falmouth Limited that was registered in Florida and see when they were removed from the registry in Florida. They were removed in 2024 to comply with the request of the company's office of Jamaica, because you can no longer have beneficial ownership hidden. We must know, that is what the company's office is saying, we must know who own these companies.
And Ed Boy and everyone, just to note a bit of not information, but these kind of adjustment across different agencies and across different borders, they come in as a way to curb corruption happening across the world.
No, it's not corruption. Money laundering. No, extreme. I'm just gonna make you could continue. I'm just saying it comes to stop. Money laundering.
Yeah. Ed Boy. Yeah.
The man named Chisholm lived in Florida,
Yes.
Right,
he has a registered office in
first
Florida.
you need to understand that these are as a result of findings and different agencies. Certain international agencies require certain things from especially countries like Jamaica. They have to adhere to a certain international standard in order to set that framework so that, people can be more international monetary bodies can feel more secure giving their money to Jamaica.
Extreme, all of this is one thing, like Edward said, money laundering.
People, please, could we tap up the screen some more? Follow the page if you're not following the page.
This is all about money laundering. But continue.
Yeah, and remember too, Extreme and Michelle, it was in keep. You remember when Jamaica was removed from the grey list?
No, I don't remember that.
I'm going to help people. You have what is called Finken. Yes? Finken is they call it the financial. So it's almost like what you call the body that ensures that countries comply with the international financial regulations, which one of it is you must know the beneficial owner. And if an account is opened in any company's name, you must know who the beneficial owners behind that account is. So when Nigel Clark came and had a sing and dance before he left, before he went to Washington, and he said, we have been removed from the grey list and we are now compliant. Because before that, remember, we had an issue with our correspondent banking services. Because there were too many companies set up where in Jamaica, we did not know who the beneficial owners were, similar to ADMAT. That's why they go offshore in jurisdictions that are supposed to be private, so you cannot tell who really owned the company. So a company owned the company.
And did St. Lucia made any changes in their own jurisdiction pertaining to that? Okay.
I could tell you what St. Lucia did. That's why ADMAT could no longer function. St. Lucia said, we will not, to comply with Finken, St. Lucia said, we will not allow any company to operate, to just register and just be a paper company. They must be doing business in St. Lucia. That's why ADMAT was dissolved.
Good talk, Extreme. Good talk. Exactly, Ed Boy. Exactly.
Remember, I did a thing with Rattigan and his program with Mystic, where I pointed out these when we were looking at Andrew Holness's IC report. So I tell you what the rich do, because this is something, as I tell you, this is what we do for a living. So incorporating companies, what the rich do, the rich will never pass money through a bank in their name, because you're exposed. So you need to have companies that you pass the money through. So when you pass $20,000, let's say it go through NCB, I'm just using a bank, not saying it did. Or no, let's change the name. Let's say it go to ABC Bank. When it gets into the United States stops the transaction because it needs to know who really owns the company. And so that is why we were blocked out of correspondent banking services for a long time, because we were never complying with the standards that were
and
required.
the compliance standard that changed, Edboy, throughout a period of years. It did not change because they really wanted to. It's because they had to.
Absolutely,
They had
because
to.
what was developed,
It was mandatory in most cases.
it was called CRS, Common Reporting Standards. What does that mean? Common Reporting Standards mean that in Jamaica must report to the United States. Jamaica must report to Basel. Basel is in Europe, which is the European Union. Yep. So you need to know who owns this company, who is the beneficial owner, when an account is open for them, are they compliant with the AML regulation, which is anti-money laundering regulation? And thirdly, one of the most important aspects of this, and that is why that letter came to them, because understand, I'm looking at maybe 8 or 9 companies here, minimum. When you have so much companies, what would have happened? Company A wants to move money without anybody know. So what does company A do? And we saw it in the Prime Minister's filing. IC report. Company A lend money to company B. But it does not mean that company B is doing any business. It could be that company A is moving illegal money. You with me? So we have to look at this and as serious. But one of the companies stand out to me is New Era Homes. Because there's a gated community. You see, when you come out of Falmouth, and it's like you're heading into Clarkstown coming from Falmouth. You see that gated community you see down there? That is the New Era Homes company. That New Era Homes build that property. Yeah, that gated community. Then Coral Springs, some of the villas were built by New Era Homes. Then it's going to get worse. I want to ask a question without accusing anybody. Can the Speaker of the House deny or confirm her relationship with New Era Homes?
You take the words out my mouth. You took it out my mouth. But here's a bigger question now, Ed Boy. Because if two questions. Because if New Falmouth is no longer a registered entity, it cannot be that New Falmouth ordered the demolition of that property. Secondly, is it because when you read about this family that live in Texas that are behind New Falmouth, are all these companies, New Era and all of them, since they're into real estate, could it be that that family is behind all of these entities?
Michelle, could it be? You ask a good question, and I'll respond to you this way without accusing anybody.
In case you haven't seen this, this is one of the screenshots.
Right. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this and tell you with certainty. People don't understand how companies work. When you are setting up entities, the person who has the share certificate, is who owns the company. So you set up a company, Michelle, and let's say I put Michelle in as a director, but I give Michelle no shares. Michelle is just a director on paper. I allot, let's say the company has 1 million shares. I allot, remember we see people, if you want to understand this, go back. And Bala, we have to go back to go forward, right?
Yeah.
Go back and look at the Prime Minister's, the IC report on the Prime Minister. And it will show you what was happening with how these companies operate. Because the share certificate, so I have 5 directors in my company. Let's say Frank, Joe, Paul, Mary, and Jane. Yes? 5 directors. However, those 5 directors don't really own anything. They don't own anything. What happened is that the share certificate is held by another company overseas. So it is that company who really owns the company because they have the share certificate. And you heard me one who is telling me, I challenge any one of you, anyone, including the Prime Minister and Tova, who claims to be a lawyer, but I've never seen her being on any big case. I challenge her to come and tell me that that is how companies operate. They operate by share certificate. Who have the shares is who really own the company. I'm going to argue with them. Them there, don't know what them are talking about. You could come talk to somebody who has a certificate that's called CAMS, Certified Anti-Money Laundering Specialist. It's not easy to get it. A whole heap of work me to forget it. So me could tell you, we know how to follow money. We know how to follow the trail. And once you follow the money, you can really know who owns the companies. Because you would be surprised to know that is why Andrew and his companies were lending loans to the other companies. Because if, let's say, I chop 300,000 using a number, and I have 5 companies, all I have to do is let it pass through one that is operational, meaning doing good business, and then I send it to one that does not have any business, and I list it as a loan. Remember, those companies were not, some of them were not paying taxes, So how could a company be having $20 million passing through it, but filing nil return?
But here is the question. Sorry, Ed boy, go finish.
Go ahead, sis, go ahead.
Here is the question. Because this family, because this opened up a can of worms, This family owns over 1,000 acres of prime resort and coastal land in Jamaica through a corporate entity named New Falmouth Resorts Limited. So if this property is just 300 acres or 350 acres, where are the rest of the acres that this family owns through New Falmouth?
The rest of it? Okay, the Burwood property is 328 acres. That is what we have seen on the document. The rest of the land is over in Clarkstown.
Okay.
That's why Andrew went down there and said, I'm going to make Clarkstown a city. Hold on, let me help you. I spoke this morning and Bala would remember. Remember that I spoke about a project that a particular university is doing in Jamaica. That's called a Smart City. That was the first project. They went to Abu Dhabi and they pitched the deal to some investors in Abu Dhabi and they came out as the number one. What was the 3 elements that made them become number one? They looked at university, they looked at hotels, and they looked at AI and data centers. Now, Michelle, let me help you know. You know why Trelawney is now important to them? Because on that same property,
top of the screen, I get valuable information for free. Top of the screen.
They intend to set up a data center. Now, why do you need to have a data center in Trelawney and not in St. Anne and not in St. Mary? Because people forget, outside of St. Catherine, and Bala know this for a fact, outside of St. Catherine, Trelawney is the second parish with the largest amount of underground aquifers and water. So what do you need for a data center? You need a minimum of 300,000 gallons.
I'm trying to override the rights and trying to mine the Jayaba Mountain and thing.
Because when they mine it, but the Jayaba Mountain project, right?
Water Africa.
would have been sitting exactly on the aquifer. So what would have happened there? The water would have been condemned, and therefore they would have said to the people, well, there's no water here because the water is condemned. So hence justifying setting up a data center and use the water. You have to have water to set up a data center. Go and look on the university's project that is called the University City, the Smart City of Trelawney. It was the first project announced.
But all on the head boy, because somebody brought that to my attention the other day about. Yeah, man, Dr. Cole Sue come in quickly about the whole.
Yeah.
the whole AI thing where in order to do a search, it takes a certain amount of water to populate that search. Is that true?
Yes, I am telling you.
Okay, and given the climate now that a lot of places are in drought, what do you think is going to happen?
No, go ahead and say it, Extreme.
No, I don't want to say. I'm asking. I'm trying to,
What
you know, I don't know everything, you know, because members say me not bright, but me just
No,
ask
but
one question.
Extreme, you're on the right point. That's why I said finish your thought. You're correct. Proceed.
I am asking a question, so you answer me.
And I'm going to respond to the
I'm
question.
not go to school, you know.
No matter no school. No, comrade. We are first in study. That is what Michael Manley taught us, to be first in study. Yeah? I'll tell you what is going to happen, because when there is
Yes.
when the water, first of all, they need to have a certain amount of water. All right. When you're going to do, why you think in America many of the states are opposing AI data centers? Because it is taking away their drinking water or their portable water. So when you're going to set up a data center, you need to be assured that you have incapacity
Alright, stick
in
up
aquifer.
pin.
Go ahead.
Stick a pin, people. Follow us here, because this is information. I don't know who's learning, you know, but me I try to get that something that for my little bird brain. So when you lack water, what happens to your body, head boy?
You know, dry out and pass out.
Without water, you have plants and animals and human beings die. So I don't understand.
No, but let me help you, Extreme. Let me help you understand. You ever hear about a form of water named desalination water?
Yeah.
Yeah. From the
Do you know what is going to
sea, salt water? Mm-hmm.
Yes, you convert salt water into drinking water. Do you know what they're going to do in Trelawney? They're going to, because why they can't use desalinated water for, because people said, but there's so many sea, why they don't just desalinate the water and use it for the AI centers? No, water in its natural form. Remember, I am not a science student, but what is water? H2O. What does the H stand for? Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
And what the 2O stand for? Oxygen. Yes? No.
And clarify to the people who are listening what it is when your body lack hydrogen oxygen. Tell them what happened to them for me, head boy.
No, but
me not go to school.
But no, I am not looking at Extreme. I don't want to go on the science part of the people. I want to look at
biology, yeah.
I don't want to look at the biology. I want to look at the economics and the IT infrastructure. When the H2O now, why they use the H2O? Because most of those places, that's why copper, you realize they're talking about finding copper in Jamaica. Yes. That is why copper is important, because copper does not rust and copper is the only conduit that could cool down, that they need to cool down the systems. Yeah. So what they do with the water, they pump that water continuously, 300 gallons continuously through copper pipes. Yeah. And that copper pipe is what creates the cooling.
Up the screen, my side.
That copper pipe is what creates the cooling.
Follow the page, if you're not following.
So I want people to understand that why Trelawney is now important, why Black River is now important. Black River sits on the largest natural body of water in the Caribbean outside of the harbour.
Yes. Ed boy, stick up in 1 minute there, because I find something very interesting, my friend. In 2023, because this Falmouth and Trelawney area is creating waves, you know.
Of course.
Because in 2023, and I didn't even know this, there was a massive hotel investments slated for the greater Falmouth area in Jamaica. And this was Sunday, May the 28th, 2023. And it says investment in hotel infrastructure totaling some US $625 million is expected to be made in the Greater Falmouth area of Trelawney, Jamaica, for the construction of 3 new properties and 1 expansion over the next few years. Jamaica's New York Consul General, Mrs. Alcyon Wilson, told Friends of Falmouth Symposium at Major Owens Wellness Center in Brooklyn, New York on Saturday, May 26, that the Trelawney area currently boasts approximately 6 large hotels and a total capacity of 3,906 beds. These exciting additions, including establishments like Harmony Cove with 1,000 rooms, Planet Hollywood Royalton with 650 rooms, RIU Acrylic with 753 rooms, and Excellence Oyster Bay with 50 new rooms, will bring the total number of hotel rooms in the Trelawney area to an impressive 3,000.
Did it give a specific location, Michelle, as to where they would be?
It says Falmouth Trelawney, but based on what I am seeing, to add up to because it also said she urged members of the Trelawney diaspora to lobby for the preservation of this historical town. It's a long article. I don't want to get in all of it to throw Ed Boy off. But it seems, Ed Boy, what I am really getting at is I see where the fight for these lands in Falmouth Trelawney is going. I see. Continue, Ed Boy. Sorry for...
No, man. You didn't cut. In fact, you enhanced what I was saying. Because, let us look at it. All these hotel developments, where they're going to get the water from? I am suggesting to you.
You know, sometimes I realize that a lot of persons, I don't know if they think before them act, because when you try to, let's say you try to run a well dry, Ed Boy, but yet still you yourself depend on water to live. What do you think is going to happen to you? You don't think it will adversely affect you?
No, extreme. I keep on telling you, they will give the fresh water to the white folks, and they will construct a desalination plant and tell Trelawney people drink desalinated water. Mark my word, yeah. Because the sea can't done, yeah. The sea can't done. A desalination plant, minimum plant, can generate 1 million gallons a day, 2 million gallons a day, and up to 5 million gallons a day. So I know that is why. And by the way, Michelle, all the properties you listed are on the same Burwood Cooper's land. It is on the
that's
same.
what I saw somebody just said in the comments.
It's on the same Jobson's. No, Michelle, me know down there now. That is why I can talk with the confidence. When I used to go down a morning time at Falmouth Cruise Pier, early before we would have say cock put on in draws, yeah? When I used to go there earlier morning time. In fact, why Falmouth Cruise Pier has even rival Montego Bay and all the other cruise pier, because it is the only pier with the freshest water in Jamaica. So what when they come?
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Bolo.
Because I go on. Dr. Cole is still there. I want him to get a talk. But I have something to say. Do you guys remember when the Prime Minister went on stage with his fanatics and fake crying with Juliet standing beside him? But, oh, we have sinned against Jamaica. We have sinned against the people, the born and the unborn. Everything start make sense to you now.
Yes.
No, but like now makes sense to everybody, because somebody in the comment there say a theory. So I don't know if it is that they are not fully walked. They are not fully walked,
because don't miss this comment from somebody. They said, when I live in St. Anne, when Rio was being built, we did not have water for 2 years on and off. Folks, we are not here to gaslight people.
Oh,
We are
okay.
not here to gaslight people. We
Okay.
know what we are saying.
No, but what a lot of
Alright,
these
well, on
people,
the-
they have
well,
not
on
been
the
moving
extreme.
with the speed
1
of
minute
time.
extreme. Miss Birdie, big up yourself. People, thank you for the tops and support. Head boy, I don't want you to go in, but fuck that a call.
May I yield the floor, man? Hold on. Wait. Bala,
Alright.
this is all I'm going to say.
Don't cut it
Go.
before you wrap up. We go to that call next.
Yeah, man, go and research the project that is being proposed. By the way, every project that is being proposed in these areas had to submit a proposal to the planning board at the
And
parish
it's
council.
public information.
It is public information. In fact, I could go further. I have seen the plan for the university, and I don't have to say nothing more. Next thing people figure out who maybe. That's it.
Head boy, somebody just said it's the same thing happening in exchange in Ochoria.
Oh, Dr.
Yeah.
Cole gone. So continue with the reason. Dr. Cole gone. Dr. Cole, circle back, man. I'm a general. No, I feel like
No, but Bala, the box is also full. I don't know if anybody who's sending their request really that is their intention to send a request.
No. Well on extreme.
That's not full extreme.
Well on extreme. Remember, say we already there a reason, and we could even squeeze Dr. Cole. So please to let the reason flow. People are enjoying the informative information. So I like we want crowd up here, we want knowledge, and we want the reason to make sense.
That is true, but me, you know who in the box will send request
Not
we
again.
can even add
Not
knowledge
again, but
to
let
what
them-
we are doing. So we don't want to shy nobody away, understand?
No, it's not about, no, I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes, you see, I just work with my spirit and my vibes. If there's
Alright,
anyone
my boss.
want come up in the box, please to indicate, and this is what I said from yesterday, because the nonsensical, the outbursts are going on the program, because some people want ball for talk and them for talk and no. But see, that's when I catch all head boy and Michelle, we have to make them burn in fire, because them fire no normal. And we have to work with it. No disrespect to other people, but you know we have certain people when them talk a brat, and people in the chat, me I watch the chat and them say it's educational. So we don't want nobody to come up and now show off a reason like AccuWater and go on one different and start chat about when a donkey jump over a moon and a cow in take away dish and them something there. So we can go and listen.
Hey, alright. So the point we may try for me is that no, me just have to
Head boy,
take 10 seconds and say something because you're probably longer than me.
Head boy, when extreme finish, please continue teaching because me I learn to my brethren. All right.
All right. So what a lot of people, and that is why AI come and try to take over, you know, because they might try to move people ahead with the timing, and then now get it. They are not getting it. Them not realize say technology a take over for them because they're so slow. Them now move with the time. That's why the lady there, whoever the person is a while ago, can come and type about theories. A lot of things where our foreparents spoke about. It is been coming to fruition today.
People in the
It
chat,
have
if
come
you're
to
sending a request
fruition
to come up,
today.
please to indicate that it's
And
not a
when we are
mistake.
talking now, even if it not happen tomorrow, trust me, maybe our generations after us is going to come and tell the next generation, because yes, the Kiki put it in there to support my point. Digital footprint will also teach them that, damn, remember this was said a few years ago? Oh, so then did right. See there, nobody no conspiracy theorists over here. People to relate the
Make us
points
stop
they are
watch the
relating.
comments and make the people them
So
learn.
just so no know.
Because if we are going to watch the comment, it are going to show off the argument. Bala
Let
or
me say
whoever delete them and just make head boy go and talk.
Let me say something before we continue. The thing what I like with people where stick with me from the start doing the live, big up to them. We know the source of the water. And when we say source of the water, the source where you get the information. And big up to all of you guys who can say, yo, go and research it. Don't take my word for it. So if you guys are lazy, we don't want to be like a lab rats who take program. So head boy, continue my general. People, please stop up the screen. Please to follow the page if you are not
Right,
following
I'm
the
gonna
page.
move.
Thank you.
I'm gonna move away from the project a little bit. No, just one more point on the project. If you look back on the planned university city and AI data center, overwater hotel, all of that proposal, If you look at it, they made a proposal in Abu Dhabi. Where's Abu Dhabi? It is in the UAE. It's a part of the Emirates, right? Why? And Michelle, you've been saying something, and I don't think people realize what you have been saying, but you have been correct. But it's not just Israelis alone. Let me tell you something. Go and look at the plan, the Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Development Fund, and the Abu Dhabi Development Fund, right? Look what their proposals are for the areas that they intend to invest in. And why am I saying Abu Dhabi? Because that's where they went. Look what's happening in the Middle East now. In Dubai, right now Dubai is not certain of how long it's going to exist. Because if tomorrow morning, if the Americans attempt to do another attack on Iran, they will continue to plummet Kuwait. They will continue to plummet. They will continue to plummet Bahrain. They will continue to plummet the UAE, and they will continue to plummet Jordan. But let's stick to UAE. In UAE now, because the demand of Iran is that no American military bases must be there. A lot of the wealthy people in the Emirates do not want to remain there. They do not want to remain there. So where do they want to come? When you look at the proposal from this university, it says that we are 45 minutes away from the Montego Bay, the Donald Sangster International Airport. No, most of the rich people in Dubai have their private jets. So they need to be close to an airport, because if they need to get up tomorrow morning, because there's no healthcare in Jamaica for them, right? And in fact, why did they choose Trelawney? There's an hospital called Hospiten, which is even far away better than our healthcare in the entire Jamaica. So when we hear people talk, we're not coming with conspiracy theory. We do research, and we're able to connect the dots because we have been doing our research. No, I want to move away from that aspect because we have established what really is behind there. And this is I'm going to take 1 minute. Michelle, I want you to go back and look at which court of appeal judge. Because now we're going up on the judge. Because some other people that take you on the other day about judge no corrupt. Who don't know Jamaica, large run Jamaica here, large run Jamaica and friendship and courthouse. Let me help you. Who was the chief appeal judge? Who were the 3 judges that sat on the panel? I am asking you a question that I know.
Hold on.
Go and look at the housing agency versus New Falmouth.
Come again, baby. I hear what you say.
Go and look at the case, housing agency versus New Falmouth.
Okay.
And tell me who the 3 judges that sat on the appeal. And one of them, I'm going to expose that judge. Watch me now.
In 1 minute.
Whilst you're doing it, let me see if I could carry it up to, because I have the document.
All right. Blah blah blah. Give me the name of the judges, and I'm gonna go down somewhere. So would that be the Ministry of Housing versus New Falmouth Resort?
Yes. Who was the judge in that case?
You don't want to tell me the hold on, let me see the judge.
Hold on, I'm going to bring it up. I know I have the information and I sent it to. Let me get it here. 1 second, I have it. 1 second.
Okay.
Yada.
Judge McIntosh and Judge Campbell.
Right. Lennox Campbell, correct?
It just said Judge Campbell and Judge McIntosh. It never
Okay, thank you. When the appeal went, remember this was just the Supreme Court, no sir? This was not the appeal court.
Yeah.
This case went to where? The appeals court, right?
Right.
Who was the Chief Justice at the time that sat on the panel? I'm asking questions I know. It's Zayla McCullough.
Okay.
You with me now, Michelle? You originated from the GLP. Who is Zayla McCullough to Bruce Golding and the GLP?
I don't remember,
Okay, well, I'll tell you. Zayla McCullough lives in Highgate. Yes? She was married to a lawyer called Mr. McCullough. Yes? When this case came up, remember it's during Bruce Golding time, you know? Yeah? She was the appeal judge. When the administrator general dismissed the claim of the family, and it went as far as to the appeals court, she sat there. Why was Zela made the chief?
Hold on. When you say family, you mean the Jobson family?
Yeah, when they attempted to appeal, you know. Yeah?
Yeah.
See somebody say, I know them, right? Do you know in St. Mary? And the man is unalive now, so I could say anything. If they want, you can't sue. Man when they you can't sue. A lot of families in St. Mary face the same thing. This man would take people's titles. In fact, like if you might buy a piece of land for him, take the money, or we call it, you put it in escrow, right? And you can't get your title. Now, remember that Zela was appointed by Bruce Golding, and she was said to be the first female woman justice. So why did they give Zela the post? No, I'm going to show you the connection. You remember one judge where they charge people for pick Aki over the governor general place? Who was the judge? Not Judith Pusey.
Yes.
Where Judith Pusey come from?
I don't know.
St. Mary. St. Mary Islington. Where Zela Makala come from? St. Mary Islington. The two of them are all two labor right. Nobody now have to tell me that. Me know. Because I won't set to reveal too much about myself. Yes? See somebody saying yes? Right? So that is why, and the Governor General's wife and Judith Pusey and Zela Makala are all persons that were in the same clique. The Governor General live up at Gibraltar right now in St. Mary.
Street, my side, 500K, please.
Yeah? Go and look. Lady Allen, thank you. Right? I see somebody say, yes, true, thank you. I am telling you, she is from St. Mary. When the issue happened with her mother, when the mother was, the thing that caused her
to... Somebody said, Mr. McCullough stole my mother money for titles. Judy and I went to school. Jesus Savior, what a web.
Bala, I want people to know when we talk, we not talk with water in our mouth. Gibraltar, see that Gibraltar it still lives. We not talk with water, we research. In fact, I could go further and say without revealing too much things. The same labor right lawyer, Champagne. Champagne was raised by the judge. Remember, not the judge, the big time lawyer. When name him, they used to defend the jail pay a lot. But the old man name man, QC, he was in the Tivoli. He was defending Bruce them at the inquiry.
Oh yeah, the name can't just come to mind.
But a labor right, he came Frank Phipps. Yeah? Frank Phipps, Frankie. I have nothing more to say. Panel, I'm going to allow somebody else to talk. When you go back, so it is the crew. It is a crew from St. Mary. And in fact, a lot of the facilitation of the land thieving occurred whilst they were sitting in court. Tell them to come sue me.
So Ed boy, because this thing what you're telling me if you pull up. You know what? Go
look at the appeal. Go and look at the appeals court. Go back, type in New Falmouth appeals court, and you will see who the panel of judges were on it.
All right, I'll do that right now.
Because remember now, when they said the 2014 ruling you have was not the final ruling, right now it was the 2012 ruling. There was a 2014 ruling that came from the appeals court, and she was the judge sitting at the appeal court. Them they're greener than Cersei.
So
yeah?
One woman never did a while ago, I step away, I know say, head boy is a brother, when him thump like George Foreman and Mike Tyson at them prime. So let me just drop a disclaimer out there. The views expressed on the program are not of the host. Although I love this, I'll take a drink. Make we have a toast.
But head boy.
Head boy.
All of what you just said, just back up everything I have been saying since investigating this case. So now,
Yes.
with what you have added, I understand why the judges ruled against the kids. Now I understand.
And
Now
Michelle,
it's making sense.
Michelle,
Yes.
they could not make their former Labour Party leader, you Lawson Shearer, look bad.
That's that, and you know, when I found out that you Lawson Shearer broke ground for this project and that they put a stop when Portia Simpson Miller, because the thing that people keep referring to, which we need to get rid of in order to understand the truth. These people are not squatters.
They're not.
They are not squatters.
They were given
Permission, yes.
Why would the PNP defend squatters?
Thank you.
Why would Omar Davis say, let's buy back the 9 acres then? In fact, the title that was produced for them was called a repository title. You know what's a repository title? We just broke it down so people can understand it. A repository title is when you never had no claim, when you never had no document for the land, and you claim it through adverse possession. Yeah? That's a repository title. Go and check it.
But I am finding out that New Falmouth, there's a lot of lawsuits against them. You know, there's one with international hotels. Jesus, I don't know.
Michelle, I have nothing more. The only thing that's what I'm telling you, the people must make sure they have their receipt. If they don't have a receipt, as Isaac said the other day, I'm in a wrong him, and Nationwide could run with what they want to run. You must, not the literal line now, but you must choppy government. If you place it value $10, say it value 200. Because you know why? At them wrong for con do with them to have an illegal demolition. Yeah? Illegal demolition. See there? Abu Dhabi $54 billion put into Jamaica's, what is I can't say this one so good. Put into Jamaica homes the 23rd of June 2006.
So somebody type it, the Abu Dhabi is building a 53 billion future Jamaica homes.
It's down there. It's the same land, Burwood. You don't need to, all right, remember, I am from that side of the world. So a lot of you don't understand. From your come at Duncan's, all right, look how it start out. You have Melia Bracco, writer Bracco. Bracco is in Trelawney, Rio Bueno. Yeah? Bracco was owned by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security through our pension fund. What they call them, have NIF, National Insurance Fund, own Bracco. Yeah? But it's managed by a Spanish company. It's our hotel. Jamaica owns that hotel. The only hotel we own. We never sell it. Right? When you come further, you come down to Royalton, Coral Springs. Yeah? To be exact. Yeah? Then you go further, you have Oyster. It is the same Cooper's Pen, because the entire land is called Cooper's Pen all the way down to Falmouth.
When you get rid of that girl that we name Audra Scarlett, now with her done self, you favor foul. Move from it.
Not study them, Michelle, me not study them, But all I can say, what a tangle where we weave when at first we practice to deceive. Yeah?
But all these people, you know what I don't get? All these people running with PJ Patterson's name. Nothing in any court document mentioned his name, Nothing. Not one court document.
Michelle, but Uno should have come on, man. Uno should have know better. If the rain fall toward this PNP.
A PNP.
If the sewage pipe bus is PNP, right? PNP lives rent-free in the JLP and JLP supporters head.
If the land of Steve Wright, all Juliet Backway, a PNP.
A PNP.
So this is it that this family that New Falmouth is a shadow group for. But head boy. Head boy, me confused. God no, me can't. So now me understand based on what you said why Andrew Holness had a problem when Zara Burton started to investigate ADMAT.
Yes.
Because she was going to reveal too many things.
Because Admat at the time, remember, the lawyer tell us, the disbarred criminal lawyer, right? And I'm not saying criminal because of practice, criminal because he's a criminal. The disbarred criminal lawyer who normally keep the fancy parties where Dirty Batty Jerry go, yeah? He, own a Barbican, he said that the Prime Minister, we set up these companies so that the Prime Minister he doesn't have to pay taxes. Who likes to pay taxes? The Prime Minister say it all time out. Say no want to pay tax. So when you were in St. Lucia, but the Prime Minister is such an idiot. Because what happened? He went to St. Lucia that had a public registry. So that is why my girl Zara was able to find it. Let's say he was, and I'm not going to say the country he could have gone to, because I'm not give him no free advice. He have to pay me. Let's say he wanted to hide the real ownership of the company. You can't go in a country of public registry, because all you have to do is go down to St. Lucia or send something to a lawyer down there, and the lawyer got the registry and say, please give me the beneficial ownership of this company. Yeah? And that's how Zara got it, because it's a public registry. Cayman might be that's why them long. Alright. What make this speaker did I go to Cayman so often? Every time they have nothing, go to Cayman. Right? Because Cayman's registry is the only last defense, it's in another country, last defense in the region that you can set up a company and nobody don't know who own it. Because it does not declare beneficial ownership. But what catch them now is that in 2015, the Americans pressured Cayman to reveal after remember you had the Panama Papers?
Yeah.
Yes? I'm telling you, we're teaching some financial banking class now, how people move money. When Panama Papers was exposed and we saw how much leaders had it, a rule had come in which says, politically exposed persons must they must go through stringent compliance. That is why I asked the question how it is that Andrew was able to open a bank account with no money, $0, and was also able to put in, within no time, he was able to put in money in the account. $20 million going in the account the following day. Yeah? That in itself should have been flagged under common reporting standards, because what do they typically do when you open an account? When you open an account, the teller or the officer opening the account for you says, Michelle, how much are you going to, what is going to be your monthly deposit? How often will you deposit? And you say, okay, I expect to deposit every 2 weeks. Okay, what is the deposit figure? I'm going to put maybe $1 million. But if you bring in more than that, than what you say to them, they flag it and they hold the funds for review.
My God.
So now that's why people who are cuss people about they report them to embassy, make them lose them visa, lie them a tell. And when they go to Mexico and they went go link with Teresa Mendoza company. I using the name because I don't want to call nobody name, make them mash me up. Right? They went with Teresa Mendoza company, Queen of the South, and they monies left down there and left from Mexico City, went into the Bank of America account. And when the Bank of America account saw where the funds were coming from a questionable company, they flagged it. And immediately they reported them for money laundering with association with drug company. One thing with them,
But Ed boy, I just a find something here, so no. There is a court case. Hey, I'm confused. No, sir. This family, because New Falmouth Resorts and International Hotels Limited had a court case.
Yes.
But what I am seeing here, Jesus. You know, let me read some more, because God knows, my brain in an overdrive.
Michelle, when I know the case you're referring to New Falmouth versus the other one named the international company. And the international company accused New Falmouth of certain things. Of how they acquired the land, how they were supposed to give them over a certain amount of shares, yeah, and didn't give it to them. Let me tell you, you see me? At night time, when I have time, I love to read. Somebody said to me I should have been a lawyer, but I tell them, no, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a village lawyer. Yeah?
Yeah, you baby. Because
I love to read. Research is my favorite thing. My favorite thing to do is to research.
Me I learn too much now. Me in an overdrive.
Same here, Michelle. So that's why I'm going to take a cool out now. I'm going to look something cool to drink. Nothing strong. Just an ordinary drink. I'm going to get a Coca-Cola.
Because me have to go sit down and go through. Because your touch. And this is why I said, it never take a fool to see, when you read the court case, the court documents, as it relates to the sons of the deceased, and how it was handled by the Administrator General, you know right away that Anki Panky took place.
Yes, because at the time when when the first challenge came from the Sun in 2007, 2008, correct?
Yes.
Who was the Chief Justice?
I don't know, and I don't remember.
Zela Makala. Michelle, you forget when Bruce became Prime Minister, he appointed Zela Makala as the Chief Justice.
And boy, my brain mash up right now, because you send me for another research thing, and when me I see right here, so is my God.
But here we now say nothing more, Bala. Them have to top up the screen. Them have to send the money gun. Because I don't know how the gifts work. Them have to gift. Gonna come back later.
Top up the screen. If I want 500k likes for the screen, and I get.
Yeah, man. Top up the screen.
Ed boy, let me ask a question now, because this is a serious question me have to ask. So on behalf of the Jamaican people, because if this is corruption from the government to the courts that are supposed to protect and show justice, who is there now to take up the fight for the people in this regard?
I'm going to tell you who
it has to be from outside, right?
Absolutely. In fact, what I would say, if people are living overseas, Michelle, you have been saying it, and we have to look at it. Well, ISAT definitely has taken on the case, but we have to look at this. One, we could jump, and I said it this morning, and a lot of people were shocked when I said it, because they didn't expect me to say it. When you have a system backing illegality, there's nothing you could do to protect these people. These people just have to get up and go. They could cuss, they could fight me, I could dare them to steer, then go stand there. Because they are standing in the way of some super powerful people. In fact,
exactly.
That is why the lodge, one of the things you always hear me about the lodge for Andre Stevens' program. You see, the lodge is not just man lodge alone, you have woman lodge.
Woman lodge too, yeah, it's not something to play with. And the other part to that is a lot of these superpowers, including those superpowers here in America, are also part of that system.
Yeah,
they might call it by a different name.
Michelle, do you know certain people, some big nose people are a part of the Shriners? You know you become a member of the Shriners of America?
You know have to sacrifice with blood.
And not only that, not just the sacrifice alone. You must first have obtained 33 degree in your local lodge.
Jesus Savior, Edward, what you say?
You would have to have obtained 33 degree, which is the final stage in the lodge, to have become a member of the Shriners. Yeah? People are talking about Illuminati, Illuminati as a whole. Them man now busy. A matter of fact, you can't go Illuminati just so. The real thing is the Shriners. Okay, why you think people set up their foundation and able to attract so much investment? All they do, they go to their friends, right? And their friends in the US say, oh, no problem, this is my Shriner, brother. Right? If you go into Canada right now, look at the hospitals that the Shriners own. If you go into United States, look at the hospitals, all of the hospitals for cancer care to children, right? Is the Shriners own them. In fact, since I've been talking about this, Michelle, there are some people in the PNP who are former members and also current members.
I know that.
Who don't have nothing to do with me.
I know.
Because remember, I remember one day, and I'm going to be honest, I went to my father of blessed memory, and I love that man so much. And I said, Dad, somebody approached me and asked me if I would consider joining the lodge. What is your view on the lodge? And Michelle, my father wasn't a dark man, but he wasn't a light man. And I saw the man's color change. He said to me, he said, son, if you ever join the lodge, even if I'm not here, even in my grave, I will have nothing to do with you.
Jesus.
And from that day, I took an oath that no matter how much wealth and power I want in life, I will never associate with the lodge. Because the lodge is one of the nastiest things in Jamaica. Yeah?
Oh my God.
Nastiest thing. Because you know what they do? People talk about sacrifice and this, so they don't really understand the lodge. It's not about sacrifice. It is about keeping black people poor.
And they have been running Jamaica for years because my stepfather was a part of it. And certain things I began to understand as a child what was really going on. And a lot of the majority of the 21 wealthy families who are in Jamaica, they are part of the lodge.
They have to, because that's how they're able to. Okay, when a particular individual, right, had an issue one time, and I don't want to call the name. Even the musician used to come out of prison, and some people go and say I'm being controversial now. Why you think then get him out? Under what basis was he being able? Yes, I'm not saying the lawyer didn't represent him good, but you need to understand, when you go to courthouse, and you look and you see the judge over there and the judge is a large brother, all you have to say to the judge, all you have to do is just look upon the judge and look upon him. And if you are able to communicate the secret code, yeah?
Okay.
Have you been enlightened?
Okay.
I'm not talking about what I'm saying, no, I'm saying, have you been enlightened? Pick up what I'm saying, Michelle.
No, but let me tell you, I understand it from my younger days because this is why a lot of people could go into the courthouse and from them make certain signals to the judge. They were off because the judge understood that they were lodge members.
Yes. And they ask you, have you looked to the east? Are you looking to the east? Anyway, that is it for me. I'm going to give somebody a chance to say something. I'm going to go get a cold Coca-Cola. Yeah?
Boy, me I go run to you because God know you know my brain work, and you know me work.
Yeah, man, me know you go dig up. Me know you go dig up because later people who come back later.
My brain in an overdrive right now.
Because later we're going to come with people who say, we nah make up things. We nah make up things. This is the Arabs coming to Jamaica. The people in Dubai, because of the war, they don't know if they live. They want to left Dubai. In fact, no, Bala, you're mute.
Now, so before you go do, what do you know about the Masonic building in New Kingston?
The Masonic building, you mean the building that former speaker, not this one, but the one before, the one out of St. Thomas go? 33 degree. The one at St. Catherine, 33 degree. That's their meeting house.
Boy, I think we need to go back to the earlier point because you see, though this educational segment would have educated a lot of persons to what we were speaking about. There's something that I keep seeing on the internet and it keeps irritating the echo to me because the MP said there was no demolition order. So So who will be held accountable for what they have done? Two wrongs does not make a right.
But Extreme, I tell you already.
Two wrongs no
Don't
make
look
a
for
right.
answers because the powers behind this. That's exactly what Ed Boy was getting at. The powers
Two
behind
wrongs
this
don't make a
are
right
great.
because if
We
you
know that Extreme,
No.
you have to face what is taking
somebody
place.
takes something for your own property, or then go the law, the government,
Extreme.
judiciary
Extreme.
arm of government must step in. So
Wait.
It's not going to happen Extreme.
It's not going to happen
The arm of
Extreme.
government is responsible.
Extreme. Hold on. Extreme. 1 second. Just 1 second. Let me use you as an example. Let's say I come over your yard and thief your land. Michelle is my friend who's the judge. You think Michelle not going to look after me?
But that is not it. Ed Boy, you have to say it in a way where people have a better understanding. Me come over your yard and me take something when it belongs to me, and you take matters in your own, and what is going to happen to you?
Extreme.
At the end of the day, what is happening here?
Extreme, you are correct, but I'm telling you, the damage has been done already.
Than that.
No, but what I'm saying, Extreme, the damage has been done already, and there will be no remedy. Mark my word, you know what the remedy is going to be? The remedy is they're going to find land on a Clarkstone, give them to go live. That is the remedy.
Hey boy, look at where this baby mother will just have baby. You know, sanitary wise, she has to be cleaning herself properly because with the type of delivery that she gave, a cesarean section delivery, trust me, you need to have a proper place to care for yourself so as to not pick up any infection. And when you bring a bucket with just a covering over your head, yes, it is a step. But at the end of the day, you erect the same tents from the same property.
But they're not going to be there more than Extreme.
Who gave them permission to even
Extreme? You're missing the point, you know.
If it is that this is a private property, who gave them permission to still stay on the property, whether permanent or temporary structure? You are conducting certain activities on somebody else's property. Isn't that trespassing?
Extreme.
Who gave them permission?
Extreme. You are missing the point, my sister. The point here that you are missing, which Ed Boy has been trying to tell us all along, which I have been saying, the powers that are behind this are the same government system that is supposed to seek justice for the people of Jamaica. So if the same government system that is there to seek justice for the people of Jamaica is the system behind what is happening, common sense dictates there will be no justice for the people of Jamaica. This is why I said, in order for any justice to come for the people of Jamaica, because when Ed Boy mentioned the judges and the QC and the DC and the that C from the highest courts who are involved in this, it stands to reason that none of this can have a fair trial for poor people through the Jamaican courts unless international minds and bodies intervene. So the justice for the people is not going to come from the government or any of the powers that be in Jamaica. It would have to come from outside of Jamaica because the entire system from the government to the courts are corrupt. And that is my sister. That is why I try. So that's why I'm go down the line at the rabbit hole and brought certain things to our attention. This is bigger than me and you, my sister. This is something. And then when you find out what these people, what kind of demonic entities these people are behind, it speaks volumes. The tent and the something where them put on the land is just for show, to show those whose eyes are clouded, for those whose eyes are clouded to pretend that they care. Because common sense dictates if you had cared, you wouldn't go demolish the people them place and then turn around give them tent for put on the same place where you said them not belong to. So this is a government operation, my sister. Look at what is happening with Israel and
Are
Palestine.
separating themselves as if they had literally nothing to do with it at all.
That's the point.
Separating themselves
Extreme.
from
So
the
you see,
activity.
you see all the things
All right,
then.
hold on a second. If you are separating yourself from the activity, why is it that nobody is being held accountable now? Because an unlawful demand.
Extreme, you're not listening. You're not listening. Nobody is not going to be held accountable because it is the same power that should hold the people accountable for doing this are the ones that doing it. So how them are going to hold themselves accountable?
Can I say something? Can I say something? So basically, because you know everything go. You know you have certain goods where you pay for already and it can't be refunded and the goods they have to produce the goods. Certain things already, money pay for it already, you know. So even when we go back to Jayaba and see how them a push the operation in a Jayaba, even when NEPA said no, and other government and constitutional court said no, them adamant by all means. But why is that so? Certain thing in Jamaica pay for already, so them have to do doom or gloom, them have to get where them want, because certain thing pay for already, them sell we out.
But this is why I said the Nara bill, if people read the Nara bill, tell me if I lie, me I tell Ed Boy. There are certain clauses in the Nara bill, if you understand the Israeli constitution, you will understand that some of these clauses in the Nara bill are similar. I lie, me I tell Ed Boy?
Alright, let me see if I can give some information to the Miss Maggie, please mute your mic while as you come up. So let me answer the person who's asking if the owner doesn't have any right to their land. Yes, the owner has every right to their land. However, also the quote-unquote squatters also have a right too. They do have a right. And we have a judicial arm of government which the process would normally go through to ensure that each party is secured. So even when you commit a crime, and I don't see squatting as any crime, or whatever, the court decision will be the end decision. And in this case, the MP said there was no demolition order.
But the
So,
extreme you keep
it
talking
is unlawful.
about. You keep talking about what the MP said and you're not getting the gist of the argument. The MP can say when she's
everything, Michelle, but not everybody's reasoning abilities is up to par, so they won't understand. They won't.
The MP,
so we have to give them information where them can understand.
The MP stop. The MP part of this.
Michelle.
Yeah,
Michelle. Real quick, if you go nationwide right now, nationwide just posting us that the company in charge of the demolition has been delisted because they've refused to state who the owner of the land is. Nationwide have it right now around there.
But at the same thing, me and Ed Boy just talk about.
Well, check 24 fitness.
At the same thing, Brad just
no
said.
No man, we're
at the same thing, Brad just said we.
Extreme. Michelle, not to be confused, but I understand what extreme. Extreme want us to reason upon a basis and say certain things.
Yeah, me understand.
Western listeners can understand upon a layman term. You see me?
For the idiot in the comments, I talk about.
No, Michelle, don't call them idiot. Would you be so kind to invite that person, Bolo, so we can see the fact that that person have? Because maybe.
That is a waste of time. That's waste of time.
The last time you beg me put somebody in my box.
Me not really judge people. Me not really judge people initially. You know.
When them ever come with comments saying we are speaking
Me not love
from
to judge
emotion and not
people
facts,
initially.
you know directly
But
that
maybe
them
she
is a
have some
waste of
facts that
time.
we don't know. Me love to
Lord
give people
have
a chance,
mercy.
you know.
Extreme.
Me love to give people a chance.
Extreme. Me nah sell balloon. You see me I tell you, say, the amount of beat them beat me over here and Michelle. So top bring them on. Me tired of that you know. I know it's going nowhere.
Exactly,
Already
because you
study
can tell from their
and
comments.
see the mindset and the mind game when them company need to play. I mean, I'm gonna make them use my platform with them parasitic behavior for tell people all the propaganda what them want. You see me I say? We don't know what them chicks is and all type of things. So nationwide, the company that's reportedly behind Tuesday pre-dawn demolition of homes at Cooper Pen in Trelawney, New Falmouth Resorts Limited, is facing removal from Jamaica's company registry. So what you know say?
No, but that we just read Bolo.
But Bala, that Michelle just read and that is just...
So what I know? You don't see what I'm going to say, you know?
I listen to we.
No.
I listen to we.
That's a part of it too, but watch out, it's a part of damage control also.
Yes.
So, there you
Because
go.
when was what I know extreme, I'm say something. When we read the documents that we get, when was it listed? And not today listed, you know?
2024.
So the truth coming out, and people like we over here say highlight the truth, so they might do damage control. Listen what them think.
Start argue with Cliff and tell them to take back the OD from
That's
Job Davis.
reportedly behind Tuesday's pre-dawn demolition at homes at Cooper's Pen in Trelawney. New Falmouth Resort Limited. Resort, that's what the name of the company, is facing removal from Jamaica's company. We shouldn't even read this.
But here is the
Damage
question now,
control
Bala.
this them a do.
Here is the question now, Bala.
Go ahead, Michelle, go ahead.
Here is the question now, Bala. When
Them a backpedal.
when news nationwide news are gonna come out with that.
Nation narrow.
Nation narrow news are gonna come out with that now. Their argument should be, well, if New Falmouth is not on the list of as a registered company, then who is responsible for what took place on Tuesday? That them should have come with. When I'm trying to know, because them say we are taught the truth, we do research and we are taught the truth, so them I try backtrack.
I know say from morning, I don't cut it from morning, me get them documents here. And when me say me that go read it, same time Alvaro send it to my WhatsApp because I have it on one device and I couldn't get it on the phone. And me that go read it and him say hold on. And when he put it up, him say me fi hold on a little bit there. And we still read it. And more read it for the people. Man, Michelle read it for them for me there.
Hold on, let me get it from my other phone. But here is the other thing now. This is why I'm sure you say no journalists no there at Jamaica again. Because what Nationwide should have done, instead of post that crap when we already know it, them should have come and asked the question now. Who is behind New Falmouth, and what is the relationship between the Flynn family in Texas, Eulas and Shearer, Edward Saga, and now Andrew Michael Holness? That are the question them supposed to ask.
May go to 1 minute there. So watch your prayer now. May have the documents. Company Office of Jamaica. 1 Grenada Ray, Kingston 5, Jamaica, West Indies. March 27, 2007. If you can't look up this, I make out no tight. To whom it may concern, whereas having reasonable cause to believe that the company's name herein have not delivered within the period specified in section 377F1B, an annual beneficial ownership return or delivered an annual beneficial ownership return that is not accurate, adequate, or up to date within the period specified in section 377G Section 2. Remember, you know, I'm telling you the date already, you know. Yeah, March 27, 2024. So basically, that's 2 years ago. Take notice that at the expiration, mean expire, null and void, of 3 months from the date of this notice, the names of the companies mentioned in the schedule hereto will, in accordance with the provisions of Section 377H of the Companies Act, be struck off the registry of companies and will be dissolved unless cause is shown to contrary. And remember the date, you take the date and stuck in on the head. Why you know big fool nation narrow, big mama and Dras Davis? Wanna get what Prime Minister? From we see the Dras Davis and Vegas award, you know, we get. Mr. Me never even call the Prime Minister, you know. Not take off you that.
Sit down and troll. Sit down and troll. PMP support.
I don't know if you are listening to Andre Stevens today. Do you know Fifth Element was on Andre Stevens, right? Mm-hmm. And so that is 2 o'clock. Nationwide just breaking that news an hour ago.
So they might listen to Andre.
Good. That's it. And they might listen to we. And they might listen to we, yeah. That's why the labor them come up in the box.
Special shout out to Brat. Yes. Reluctant, but Brat send me this. I have more document can read. Brat.
Hold up. Let me give me respect. Brat, you're an excellent researcher.
Yes.
Excellent researcher.
Brat send me this from this morning.
Excellent researcher.
Big up to Brat.
Big up to Brat.
Let me show me load her up, but me load her up already.
Yeah, man, excellent researcher. But let me say something quickly, Bala, and I have to run. And right, yeah. But let me say this. The same strategy I told you, that I tell you that they're going to come back and try to look some sympathy. Now that me just say, Michelle?
Yes.
The playbook, look what's going to happen now. Andrew is going to go down the Thursday next week. My word, you know, Thursday next week. And if you not go Thursday, I go Wednesday. And if you not go Wednesday, I go Tuesday. But you not go Monday, because Monday cabinet. Yeah?
All right. So,
in going go down there. And I'm going to say to the people, you know, this is wickedness.
Raymond, my good baby.
This could have been settled in another way. You know what? I have 800 container homes. How many families are here? How many families? MP, how many families? Well, I'm willing to give everyone a container home. How much room you had? I had 3. Okay, 3-bedroom container for you. How much you had?
No, but remember, Edboy, it was 2-bedroom that was promised if you're going to JS website, you will see it. Look on them there when you see doing Vaza tour and tell me how much of them a 2-bedroom.
Alright, so I'm sure you know say your rating stall, because I have one of the reasons I reduce the box today, so people say big up Michelle too. Michelle knows she get that big up.
You know, Michelle is
in regards to the documents.
No, we do it for the love, not for the like.
Alright, you understand. I am just saying, because she said, alright, so when she come out of the chat and said, if you send the documents to you, I think she has to, me not read it yet. But when Alvaro come up and Alvaro say, alright, later I'm going to do so and so, you know say, Mr. Man will put things together, and I say, alright, go and clutch. Because we not look for him.
And Michelle insisted that it be read.
But Michelle insisted that it be read it. Something like this. Well, give him a big stone in the head.
Yeah, you see, guys, you see for me, you see when we do things for the love of the people, we can't sit down and with all information, whatever information we have, we give it there and then so that people can spread it. Because we now look for no likes, we are do it for the love of the people. So when we are information, when there's information to help the people, then we give it to the people, and the people can, if the people so desire, the people can go and educate themselves further.
Well, Bala, I'm going to run, but I want the people to come back later.
Coca-Cola get hot, you know.
Yes, man, too hot. In fact,
So,
the place
Bolo,
hot. I
you
got
have
to
to,
go
that means
cool
you
down.
have to come back tonight, you know, because Ed Boy have something in store for you, you know.
I am going to come later with the documents.
what time?
No, you tell us what time you're working. Remember, now, you can't clash with Andre time later, because you know my
What
time.
time?
Bala come off of the live this evening. So you mean?
What time, Bolo?
What time
I think Bala
on?
come off till
Well,
about 10
if
o'clock
you can
tonight.
come out, you can come at what time now? 4:51?
Hey boy, what time Andre time tonight?
Well,
Him
Andre start at 8 o'clock Jamaica time, but really, them not really get warm up until about 9. Oh no, Andre not hosting the program because Andre away, so it's gonna be
Yes, so
Philip.
you can come anytime.
I come join you later. So let's say we're going to run it at about 8 o'clock Jamaica time.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's at 9 o'clock US time.
Yeah, that's a good time. I run 1 2 hour and beat and teach.
But Bala, anybody who are listening, anybody that is listening that hear anything over here that is not true, later on can come back and present the truth.
Oh, me no, hey,
No,
any
we don't have
labor
no
right
time
come
for that,
later,
you know.
don't think you not come up in this box.
No,
Me,
me not have no time
Extreme
for that.
man.
No,
We not
no,
have
that
no
me mean.
extreme.
Well, I misinterpret my statement.
We
I
not
love
have
you
no
to
time
clarify
for that.
my statement. No.
We just a big up with
no, I understand extreme, I understand you, but I'm just saying, no
Alright.
labor right in the box. Me no have no
None,
time to
none.
debate with labor right. Let them put
Me,
no
Ed
time.
boy, I may have to tell one of them some dirty stuff me yesterday.
No, you see when them come on, them make
Somebody
me
in
get.
the comment, Ed Boy, somebody in the comment said that Andre said
I
he's
pity me
hosting,
pretty cadet me even
hosting
talk to him
tonight.
same way.
Oh, so
Uh-huh.
Andre hosting
That's it.
tonight.
That's what
Well,
somebody said.
Andre going warm up about 8:39. So let we start 8 and by 9 o'clock we in full flight. So we could 9 o'clock Jamaica time we in full flight. We could still go through. Yeah?
That work for you, Bolo?
So no, what? Let me get where you ask. So you ask me if you come on about 9 Jamaica time,
No, 8.
8.
8 Jamaica time. That is
Which
9
would
for
be
me.
9 my time.
Which is 9 for us. For me as well, we're on the same time zone.
All right, so I will come on 7:30 Jamaica time and go and walk.
Perfect. Perfecto.
And then we can
Whilst
talk, you
I'm
know, if
going,
anybody want to leave and go listen. But I think we should have a conversation over here to...
before I go, Michelle, I want to say to my friend, son of Punkos, Lester Gale. What they say? Ooh, say big man, don't cry.
Who said that big girl don't
Man,
cry?
don't cry. I will Chevy, they're looking for you. Keep on hiding. They're going to find you in one of the rats where they wherever you're there. Now, one of
How many
the
Chevy,
I'm gonna see him on the line.
How many Chevy?
the one where disrespect Nikisha Birchall and talk but all sort of nastiness about me good up sweetheart from South St. James where my granny come from. Let me tell you, Chevy, the letter them a wait for you, the liar them a look for you. I hear you hiding in one sewer system in New York. Go and hide. Because they say all of you like shit pit. I mean shit hole. I mean sewer.
No, sir. You see, you Ed Boy. I'm going to rein you in, you know. But seriously, we need to...
I want to broke me out and you know, I never used to be this way. I think that broke me out.
So people, join us tonight, Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 and 7:30 Jamaica time for a special edition. Ed Boy, Michelle, Extreme, Alvaro, hope you can be here to my crew. The whole crew I go pass through the come and make a labor right them and the so-called Prime Minister starts crew.
And let me give
So
a
you're
shout
going
out.
out,
Let me
Bala?
give a shout out to Nationwide.
Going out?
Nationwide and Cliff
That's all-
Hughes.
that's all
Let
you
me
need to
give you a
do, man.
shout out. Let me give you a shout out, Nationwide and Cliff Hughes.
No.
Cliff
Nation
Hughes.
narrow.
Nation Narrow.
Narrow.
Nation Narrow and Cliff Hughes. Let me give you some words here. I only spent 6 months as an intern in journalism. You guys should have spent more years than I did. And I know the basic ethics and rules and laws that negotiate how journalism should be. It looks like a damn shame that it is the PNP bloggers who are out here cuss morning, noon and night who are doing the research and putting the news out, and then they're going to come and behave as if we're not doing research. It's not hard, It seems to me like the people at Nation Narrow don't know how to use Google or use ChatGPT, because if Michelle and others can get the information, the relevant information to put out there, what the backside on the sit down of a nationwide doing?
Nation Narrow.
It cannot be that the of a Nation Narrow doing. It cannot be that the whole of one head so far up and just ask that you can't take it out and go do like a reading for yourself. You need to do better than that.
Michelle, let me say it in my Caribbean accent. They are very mumu. You know what they say? Mumu, mumu, kuno munu, kuno munu. Yes, man, that are them.
Big up yourself, Extreme. Big up yourself,
family. All the best,
big
Bala.
up yourself, Bala. Big up, Kiki.
Big up. Keep up the good work, family. Extreme, all the best. Sis later.
Man, as a risk.
Keep up the good work, everybody.
I love Extreme with our every tongue. I say, you see, when Extreme go for talk, no doubt back. Big up
Michelle,
yourself with
let me
every
tell you
tongue,
something.
girl.
It is very attractive to hear that every me have a list to you, I
was just about to say that maybe you and her can speak in box, and who knows, we could have a wedding.
Yes, never say something, Bala. You can't say it. I don't want to. I never say it. Because yesterday me have to tell one of them, say, my tongue heavy, me say your balls heavy. He said me need to go cut my tongue, me say your balls need to cut, because then they under your clap like convention.
Oh my.
Extreme, we're not talking about no balls now. The only balls you're supposed to be talking.
Yes, my side. More want to go support Dballa, Dballa, on TikTok. Whoever they on TikTok, see, I'm showing you in page. See me can show. Why me can't hold on there. Why me can't show no from here, so? Well, like when me click on this, it should have go straight to him page. Not like that. You can't see it. Dballa, I name Dballa. I go do it properly. Me a second. I could do it properly, yeah. Because I don't know, I'm going to work already, You see what I say? Man, I go and go, the man I do some proper live stream, some proper guests, and some information I drop where I tell her. Then I go in the details. You see me? Yeah, man, more forgetting page. Alright, see that? Yes. So it's simple, a Dballa. You see me? Yeah. Well, big up to everybody who come on the live and thing and like up the live. I appreciate it, see? Yeah, man, for real, man. You know, so I have to go live from Bolo VNR 2.0. And I look later, because we have to go over this. See page, and that type page. So you can't find the page, alright? God bless you. And sooner or later, we're going to do the breakdown. From Bolo VNR 2.0. The word is love. The word is love, the word is love, the word is love. Andrew, you, brother, God and time. God and time.
10 years, you say. Jamaica stay. No light, no road, no food, pan we plate. People are suffer, while Andrew I live great. You stand up on the platform, smile wide and proud. I tell we about prosperity, but we can't see it all now. Hurricane come through, and left the people be. 6 months later, them still out there, asleep under the air. Their GLP friends, them build high rise, road still full of wood. I was pocket to a field, while in here nation lose its soul. Hospital overflow. Picnic can't get bed. School roof a leak, but you and Juliet well fed. You always have excuse, always pass the blame. Every time something wrong, it never go in your name. Jamaica a drown and you claim you're unclean. Biggest actor in a politics we ever see. Boldness, time to go, time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Boldness, time to go, time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Boldness, time to go. Farmer can't afford to plant food, price reach the sky. You're bringing the poverty while your own people cry. We born ya, we grow ya, we bleed for this land. But Andrew at the top won't extend the man. You talk about vision, you talk about plan. But 10 years later, we still can't understand. Corruption report land and nobody charge. The people pocket small, but the scandal them large. Who's crack up parish council, bro? Country suffocating done and it just smoke. And when we raise we voice, so call we political. But the truth is the truth and the truth is biblical. Police, time to go. Time to go. The people, they say no. We say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Police, time to go. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Police, our time to go. We no want no hype, we no want no speech. We want action, no, not the lies you preach. Hurricane victims still under tarpaulin. Prime Minister fly gone foreign. Your JLP cabinet full, but the people COVID empty. Oh, you live so large when we live in so scanty. Not with fists, not with fire, but with voice them rising higher and higher. From every parish, every yard, every gate, Jamaica speaking and I'm not too late. Time to go. The people, we say no. 10 years and we can't take no more, you know, hear us. We are not on the door. Time to go. From Kingston to Negril, the people say so. We tired, we hungry, we done with the show. Oh yes, our time to go. This one is for every Jamaican. We can't afford feet. We are sleep on cardboard. We are drive on broken road. The people don't forget. The people don't forgive. Enough is enough. Jamaicans will live.
Psalm 37. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet for a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider